The Sri Lanka Economic Summit 2018, which concluded yesterday, opened the floor for experts to speak on the country's present economic climate, with Sri Lanka's trade competitiveness and government projects coming under the microscope. Addressing the forum, a resident representative of the International Monetary Fund, Dr. Eterik Kwantradze, said that Sri Lanka's restrictive foreign direct investment and trade regulations have hindered efforts to boost the country's trade competitiveness. Meanwhile, during a panel discussion at the forum, State Minister of National Policies and Economic Affairs Dr. Harshali Silva assured that the Port City Reclamation Project will function under new laws to ensure policy consistency while staying within the Constitution. Meanwhile, speaking at a separate panel discussion at the Sri Lanka Economic Summit, Chief Sales and Marketing Officer of the Colombo Port City, Liang Thow Ming, said reclamation and marine engineering work of the port city is expected to be completed next year, and added that work pertaining to the city infrastructure of the project commenced 2 months ago.
The next part of what we are trying to do now is really to attract investments into the port city. These investments are highly dependent on the economic policies of the country.
There are many cities in China that are now become ghost cities. They are unable to fill. Will the port city become a ghost city?
Well, I think it all starts with a vision. You have to really look at the location and ask yourself whether there's some potential in it. If you look at the whole of South Asia region, there isn't really a credible financial center. There must be a huge market in South Asia that needs to be serviced. Who is doing it? Nobody.
Meanwhile, State Minister Dr. Harshali Silva touched on the legislation which will be applied to the mega project.
So we are finalizing the legal infrastructure and the incentive infrastructure. So the platforms are getting ready. The laws are now being reviewed by top global law firms. Investment incentives are pretty much agreed upon. We just need to make it public, but we will do it at the right time. We are confident. But one thing you must note, this is an international financial center. This is the most unique piece of real estate in this part of the world. Nothing we will do at the port city will be contra the Constitution. What we want to do is to deal with the issues that you mentioned at the beginning, inconsistency in policy, in regulation, in law, so that anyone who comes and invests in Port City will know, by and large, it's English law that applies. It is almost a policy lab. So when I say a policy lab, we are doing things differently in Port City. And if it works, then we can bring it to the rest of the country.